Good evening. Welcome all.
Hi, good evening, Srimas. Hi.
Yeah, good evening. So thank you. And welcome to this knowledge series. So this will be fast and quick. Thank you. I've got few questions collected on the form, and thank you, Sridhar, for joining. And I start.
Yeah, sure.
Start. Can I start with the questions? Fine. Thank you. So we got some few questions collected in the form, and I'll be sharing the form. Those who have not yet submitted their question also, okay, let me do that first. Let me do that before I. This is already pre-collected questions. We have got the questionnaire. So I'll be sharing the questionnaire so that people can, those who join in the live can also submit the questions. So sharing the questions. So we will be answering that also. Right. So meanwhile, so I will start with already those who have responded. Right. So welcome to this knowledge session. Some of the questions. So one question that most common question that they've asked is, um, so most have got the fear. Everything is all about the fear. So most people, when I talk about AI, that they talk about the fear. So so they talk. The question is, how can professionals identify whether their current role is at risk because of AI? So they have got some kind of a fear, and how do we address it? So please give your expert opinion on this question.
Sure. There are two parts to this. Thank you, first of all. Thank you very much for having me on this talk show. So, there are two parts to this question. Like, first of all, is the fear valid? That's the first part of it. And the second part, if it is valid, what is it that we can do about it? So, if the fear is valid or not, it depends upon what profession they are into right now. But if they're into IT and software development, I think that fear is definitely very valid. Anybody who has used the agentic AI tools like Cursor, Anti-Gravity are able to experience speed of being able to develop an application which would otherwise take up to 3 weeks within 3 hours. So that is the kind of speed improvements that these tools are bringing. So when speed improvements come, whether there will be people who will be cut or not, that is dependent upon the enterprises, but the chances are definitely high, because if we see a lot of these reports by McKinsey, etc., we see that there are chances of developers roles getting lesser, fewer and fewer and fewer. So that fear is valid fear. But now, should we be fearful about it? I think fear is good if it pushes us to do something about it. But just being fearful about it and not doing anything about it is not useful, right? So what we have to do is, like, it is like the revolution of the PCs replacing the typewriters. You see, so the typists, there are no typewriters now, right? But they're typists. The typists have just learned how to use the PC, right? So like that, so we just have to see what is it that we can upskill and what is it that we have to start learning. Okay, so I think if people focus on upskilling and learn what is the threat, I mean the perceived threat, whatever is going to replace them or going to cause a worry for them, if they can learn how to use it or even how to build it, I think that will be great.
Thank you. Thank you for the detailed explanation. That reminds me of the fear. So, FER, the fear of AI, and also another word. Face it, endure it, embrace it, adapt, be adapt, rise, and get results. So, this is also fear. So, which fear do people choose? So, do they fear that will take the job, or you endure it? So, because whatever the pain that they go through, this learning play, it will turn to a pleasure for soon. Thank you for that elaborate explanation, and hope it has answered the question. Fine. And now, another question that one thing is, how does agentic AI differ from traditional automation in terms of career impact? That's one another question that has come.
In terms of career impact, it's going to be definitely very big, because agentic AI is a new way of doing automation. So automation has been around for a long, long time, I would say. At least, since the 2010s, we've been doing a lot of automations with RPC coming in 2015s. Now the latest trend is using agentic AI, because agentic AI completely changes the game of automation because it gives intelligence. Generally, automation is mostly rule based. So it is if and else and business logics and all of that. Now that we have intelligence, so intelligence can see, perceive, act. So automation is going to happen at a different scale now. And with all the tools, the no code tools like N8 and etc., it's all the more accessible and all the more better to implement automation. So I think automation is a very big thing that people should take it very seriously and learn more about it, especially AI based automation. That's going to be a very huge thing in the upcoming years.
Yes, thanks for that. And actually, it reminds me of another one thing is so these days people are just like when calculator came. So people got so accustomed to calculator that they even forgot to simple this one. Now since AI already there is a lot of jokes around. So but what I always say is you your intelligence plus AI is you intelligence. So you have got your intelligence. So combine. So how do you leverage this AI, various tools and agentic AI and also so that you stand out amongst all, so that you're not just like others. Like generally people are just blindly using this without their using their whatever they have got the intelligence. So thanks for that. So that's how I think this will differ from the traditional automation. So when they use their intelligence, the human intelligence plus AI is their UI. You have got definitely this one. So thanks for that. And one more question is there are people who are not having, though are basically a lot of years of experience. So they have got a years of experience, and now suddenly they find that AI is all around them. And one question that so I have got number of years of experience, but zero regarding this AI, agentic AI, and this one. So, and they are in such a position that they've got a lot of experience. So, can they basically they are in leadership roles? But now the people whom they are whom reporting to them means their report is their N minus one or this one. So they are there. So they are having learning and excel. So how can they, as a leader, so learn these all skills? Is a possibility for people with having a zero AI background but not other experience in various functions etc domain, can they go into this, can they transition? That's some other question.
Surely. Everybody has got something to take away from this AI. So, starting from the end user, who is a completely non-technical, to an IT program manager, to the CEO, to the developer, to the tester, to data analyst, everybody definitely has got something or the other with this AI. So there are so many use cases that they can learn. So now how can they do it? Well, they will have to invest some time and they have to try it out. There are so many tools, like for example, we have Perplex the AI. They can do research with that. We have Notebook LM, and they can use it for researching, learning new things, and all of that. And plethora of tools, like you can use Gamma for making presentations and so on. There are so many AI tools, okay, for learning and for using them. So I think the leadership also should be using all of these AI tools. Like for example, let me talk about this. Google Docs also has got AI integrated now. So now if you have a Google Sheet which has some transactions or some Excel, you can do data analysis by simply prompting, right? And
Exactly.
Microsoft has got their own Copilot. So Microsoft Copilot, you can do a lot of AI, right from your desktop itself. You can do a lot of AI based automations with your Word documents and Excel sheets and all of that. So I think it's not a new thing. These technological disruptions are not a new thing, because 10 years back, I would say in 2025, maybe 10 to 15 years back, if 2010s, we didn't have any cloud computing at that point of time. But then since 2015 to 2025, last 10 years, we have had so much of cloud computing and adoption that every project more or less uses a cloud now. So the leaders, they didn't know anything about it 10 years back. But they've adapted, they've learned a lot now. So it's just like that. AI is just like that. So it's here to stay for the next decade or many decades. It's here to stay, and it's going to be an inevitable part of the tech stack for all the teams. So there are different ways in which the managers can upskill themselves, particularly with respect to their non-technical approach. I mean, they don't have to write code. They can use some no-code tools. They can use all of these ready-made tools like Notebook LM and ChatGPT, all of that, Perplexity Pro, all of this. Yeah.
So before I read any questions, if anybody wants to ask a question live, also can just raise a hand. I can make them panelists. Otherwise, I'll go with the question. Those who are there, fine. So so they can just mention we volunteer so that I can just ask them to speak. So before I uh, go to the next question is um, so there is also one question that some people are getting confused. Okay, earlier ChatGPT was there, then suddenly there is plethora, so many things are there. Then uh, how is this agentic AI different from ChatGPT, LLMs, and also some questions are there, and they're also confused which one. All so the questions are in those lines.
See, this ChatGPT, Perplexity, Notebook LM, you can think of them as a proof of concept. See, the reason why OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, all of these big players are spending a lot of money on these websites, utility websites like ChatGPT, Perplexity, etc., is to show us what is possible with AI. So they are preparing some generic applications for everybody to demonstrate what is possible in AI. Now, can we use the same thing for every application everywhere? Maybe, may not be. Most of the time, it may not be possible. For some generic purposes, it is possible, but there are many restrictive use cases in enterprises where you cannot use private websites or applications because your enterprise data you cannot upload it to ChatGPT or Perplexity. So in such cases, what do we understand is we just have to take inspiration from them that okay, this is possible with AI agents. So they have shown us a proof of concept that okay, now let's build our own stuff. So that's what they want us to do. That's what I think so. They want us to show the world that this is possible with AI. Now you build your own, right? So what we
So
have to do is as developers, most of the time it is all about we build our own because the ones which is there on the ChatGPT may be restrictive or may not be enough. And there's a lot that we can do with AI agents. I mean, the power that ChatGPT is giving us is maybe 10% of it. So if you write your own AI agents, you're unlocking the remaining 90% of it. You can solve much more better, bigger problems in a better way by integrating intelligence right into your applications and into your ecosystem.
So every organization has got huge data based upon the various problems that they have solved, and I think so. It is all about utilizing their own. Okay, the outside world, yes, it's there, but their own data. Sometimes this is similarly. When I was in corporate, I know that the people they were doing projects, but they use different methods, and it is like reinventing the wheel. So, but since a lot of data is available, so it will help them. So this will help them to help them productivity, and then not make the same mistakes what they earlier has made. And so it's all about how to do things fast. Yeah, so this is all about, I think, the large language model, what I understand. And thanks for this explanation. And one more, a few more questions. So and one question is, which industries are leading the adaptation? I'm not very sure whether this is the right question, but one question is asked, so you can skip if this is not relevant. There is a question is, which industries are leading the adoption of automation AI agents? So basically, I think they are in search for a job and they want to know that, okay, what to learn because maybe they're confused. So which one to learn? So maybe that is the reason the question has come. So the question is, which industries are leading the adaptations of this? AI, agentic AIs, etc. So currently.
See the ROI. See, actually, what's happening is a lot of these sales companies, right? The sales companies, they're trying to automate their sales, but there's not enough ROI there. Okay, the
Okay.
real ROI is, where your repetitive workflows are there. Every enterprise has got a lot of repetitive workflows. Okay, so that's where the real ROI is. Okay, so people are realizing it, companies are realizing it, and of course, the technology companies, they are adapting it for improving productivity, and banks, etc., professional services, they are adapting it for improving their workflows, etc., healthcare, everybody is trying to adapt it in some way or the other. Okay, so but essentially what I see is, I see a lot of excitement in the developers because they are able to find some really, productivity improving tools, right? So because they are able to see their developer teams become 30 to 40% more productive than they were before with the help of these tools. So I see that there's a lot of excitement in the developer community, and of course, the generative AI, all of this is being used by the influencers, by the content creators. They're using it a lot, right? And the workflows. I mean, the workflows. There's a lot of scope. There's a lot to be done. Okay, there's so much of manual work that we are doing every single day, repetitive work, which can be very nicely, smoothly automated with AI.
Thanks. If anybody has filled up the form or can volunteer, just mention. So type V. So before I go to the next question, um, so again, I'm not very sure whether this can be answered here, but what kind of hardware software setup is required to start up a agentic AI? I'm not very sure whether this can be answered, but you can
I can
you
take
can
that. Yeah,
you can
that's
take
a
that.
good question. That's a good question. So what is minimum requirements that you require to run agentic AI? Okay, so that's a good
Okay,
question.
right.
So the question boils down to, do you want to run an LLM on your machine or not? Okay, if you want to run an LLM on your machine, you will require at least 4 GB to 8 GB RAM. I mean, there are some models which are very small. You can run them also with 8 GB RAM. Also, you'll be able to run some small models. Okay. Now, if you want some real models, I mean, you want some real intelligence, you'll require at least 48 GB of RAM. Okay,
Okay.
with GPU and VRAMs. And if you don't want to do all of that, all you want to do is just build agents, build applications, and even a 4 GB RAM machine is just good enough. I mean, it's like, all you're doing is you're making API calls to LLMs. So your AI agents are making API calls to LLMs. That's it. So all you're doing is you're orchestrating that flow. You're orchestrating the context. You're orchestrating the memory. So 4 GB to 8 GB RAM is good enough. 8 GB RAM, I would say, is pretty good. It's just like any other programming languages applications. You can develop applications with the help of this local computers also, and you can run it locally as well. Yeah,
So that means okay, they can start. There is no
absolutely.
doesn't so yes, based on okay, definitely based on complex applications, maybe, but to begin with, I think that's a good one that they can start with this configuration. And one more question is, um, so can agentic AI agents independently learn, iterate, and improve workflows? So this is a question. So, maybe they are talking about the intelligence part. I'm not very sure. So the question is, can agentic AI agents independently learn, iterate, and improve workflows? That's a question.
See, learning is a big one. Okay, that's reinforcement based learning. So
Mm,
reinforcement based learning, people have not really cracked that so well at the moment, I would say. I mean, the
mm,
learning part is still, I would
yeah.
not say, is as good as people would expect. I mean,
Mm,
marketers are, I mean, it's a very nice marketing term, right? You can always say you
mm.
have AI agents which will learn, right? So it
Learn.
sounds so good. But yeah,
Yeah.
but technically at the moment there are some challenges. It's not
Mm,
giving so much ROI as expected with respect to
mm.
learning part of it. But independently able to self heal, that is possible. Self healing based on the results, that is definitely possible. But when you say learning, when you say the real kind of learning, the reinforcement based learning, there are some challenges, and it's an expensive process.
I think that is the reason. I think that quote that is so human intelligence plus AI is UI. So that I think so people need not definitely 100% depend upon this AI. Definitely they are using that's a partner, that's an agent, but actually your intelligence comes into picture. So that is what I think.
Yeah,
Am I correct? Yeah.
and one more point is, if you want to add something. So another point is, so LLMs are just getting better and better. Okay, so as LLMs become cheaper and better and trainable, I think even that part will be cracked. The reinforcement based learning part of it. So it is a matter of couple of years, I think. Then we will have something lot better.
One question is regarding monetization. So one question, so can these be used for monetization skills? Like whether so the question maybe they are maybe the I think freelancing or I mean other than the career. So they maybe they want to
Yes.
income or maybe
Absolutely.
that kind of.
Absolutely
So
can be used. So people are
okay,
already
great.
using AI to monetize their skills. They're doing a lot
Okay,
of side hustles.
okay,
It's just that you have to find and deliver some value. People are,
okay.
if you can just deliver some value for some businesses or some individuals, and there
Some
you go.
solve some
You can start
problems. Yeah,
monetizing.
correct. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
think yes.
So
Yes. Okay.
the people can start small, start doing it for free first, and then give a preview of their services, and then get better at it, and then start charging people. So people are doing it everywhere, all over. Okay, there's so many different gamut of services are there, so that you can pick up any service and you can do it now. Anybody can do anything. It's just about learning. Now with AI, you can do a lot, right? From coding, it can be designing, it can be analysis, all of that.
So as we are coming to the close, so few questions. So now just please elaborate on the workshops that is going to come on Sunday, so 11 a.m. We have got an elaborate huge workshop. So please these brief topics so that people those who are interested to learn more about and hands-on and some things. So please elaborate on that topics and also the duration, etc.
Sure. So this Sunday we're going to have a AI workshop starting from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's going to be a live and a hands-on session. So in this session, what we will be learning is, first of all, we'll understand how AI agents are transforming the work in the next coming years, and I'm going to be teaching the basics of generative AI first, and I'll make people hands-on make some API calls. I will also show them some no-code tools with the help of N8N. I will demonstrate a workflow, and we will also see AI agents. The patterns of AI agents. What is the AI agent? What are the patterns of AI agents, like React pattern, RAG pattern, and we will build an MCP server ourselves, and we will see. So by the end of this session, you'll have complete confidence in understanding how these AI agents are designed, they are built, they are deployed. So this is the overall structure that we have for this program between 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on 14th of December 2025.
I think this is a wonderful opportunity for those who want to practically learn, not just a theory. Yes, there will be theory, there will be practicals, and a lot more. And how can they leverage this golden opportunity in their? So now 2026 is fast approaching. So 2026 fast, and then now how can it be ready now? So it's not after 2026 comes they start. And I think this is a wonderful opportunity that. There. So attend. So the links will be shared in various platforms, whether it's WhatsApp or LinkedIn. So and one more question before I think we close. So, what are the biggest mistakes that people do? Means, okay, we have talked about fear, etc. So, some people take some actions, but I think they give up. It's not for me. Those kind of little doubt, self doubt, etc. So, anything based upon this because they make the mistakes and then they withdraw. They don't take actions. Maybe they feel overwhelmed with AI or agentic AI these terms. So anything, very short and brief answers so that before we close.
Yes, any technology can be overwhelming if you don't understand the basics, the concepts, and the ecosystem. So I would say, start small, start learning something, go through some structured process, then it helps you to get started quicker. Otherwise, you can also do it on your own, but it's going to take a little bit longer. But that's also fine. But what you need is persistence, okay? I think what is very important is you need to be very persistent and go in a very structured learning path. Just take how much you can, digest and keep going. One important point is you just keep going, keep going, keep going. I mean, I would say the biggest mistake people are doing is not learning AI agents. They're not learning and practicing this. This is a skill. Like any other skill, it's a skill. And you get better when you practice. And you can practice only when you get your hands on. So you have to get your hands on, and then you should be actually practicing. So when you start practicing, start coding, start building some AI agents which are real industry use cases, I think that's when the magic will happen. That's when the aha moments and the learning will happen. And you have to keep getting better at it, better and better and better, until you come to a stage where enterprises think that okay, now you are at a level where we want you to help us. So till that stage, they should keep on improving themselves. So I think what people are doing is right now, they're just either not doing anything about it, or they're just consuming some content which is very basic level, or which is just giving them some kind of a very high level education about AI and some AI news, etc. This is not going to be very helpful. What they have to actually do is really build some AI agents. It's a simple question. How many AI agents are you building every week? Is it one? Is it two? Is it three? Or is it more? As simple as that. So they have to find problems, solve them with AI agents, with all the necessary ingredients for it, with all the enterprise level solutions, including deployment and evaluations. So I think that is where the real learning will be. So I think people should not be postponing this, because this is coming sooner than you can imagine.
Thanks for that. And in the workshop, whether there will be opportunity for to build them the first AI agent if they have not built, will there be getting a chance? So
Yeah. So in the workshop, we will be helping you build your first AI agent. We will start with a no code agent, and then I will teach you how to build a single agent. And I will also teach you how to build MCP server, how to connect to an MCP server, and all of that we will be doing in the workshop.
I think even the topic of you talked about MCP server, I think that excites people. So excites me. Fine. And now we are coming to the close of this. So if anybody has filled up the form, so I hope I have answered all the questions. And if any unanswered questions are there, so you can just mention in the chat box. Fine, these are the questions that have got from collected earlier. And now if you have filled up the form, or just mention in the chat box. Otherwise, we'll be closing this. So thank you, and thanks. You see you soon in the workshop. And anything that you want to tell Sridhar for the audience which have not who have registered but not here. So maybe some other so they have filled up the form, but hopefully we have addressed. There are other questions also, but since we do not have time, but we have plenty of time on Sunday 14th of December, so that people get a lot of answers to that. So register for that event on Sunday and 11 a.m. and get your answers live, so that you will be also be hands-on rather than just watch the recording of this, but be there. So,
Yeah. So my message to all the people who are registered is, please come and come with a lot of energy. You need a lot of energy to learn this. Okay. So because learning requires energy, and then I would say bring your laptop. That would be very useful, because we'll be doing some hands-on programs. So take a lot of notes. So you will definitely learn a lot in this workshop. So it's going to completely change the perspective in which you are going to look at AI agents, and you'll get a complete overview of how these AI agents are going to impact the work, and how will they impact your career, and what is it that you can do to learn it and become a champion of AI agents. Okay, that roadmap we are going to explain very clearly.
Thank you. I so
Thank
with
you.
this we come to the end of this Q&A session, knowledge series, and so big thing is coming on Sunday. So are you excited? Type excited, excited for this workshop that is on Sunday, the 14th of December, 11 a.m. So as Sridhar has also mentioned, attend with laptop and with an open mind, so that you you implement the learnings, what has been taught. So what you're going, so much more there. And with that, so we close and see you soon. And thank you for being here.
Yeah,
For
welcome.
thank you for
Thank you,
explaining. Thank
Srinivas.
you.
Thank you very much for hosting
Thank
me.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for there. And thank you for these comments. Srija, Kalyanka, thank you. Others, so welcome to the workshop and thank you. See you soon. Good night.
Good night.